Welcome to this week's episode of the Compliance Digest, presenting topics on all things compliance related. My name is Alex Krenke, and joining me this week is Whitney Hagstrom. Whitney, welcome.
Thanks, Alex.
This week we'll be discussing a regulatory notice that was published by FINRA recently, including last month, which talks about a CE scandal, a CE cheat sheet that was published by an advisor back in 2009. So we just want to talk about that this month, talk about some of the ramifications that came up during that investigation, and then Whitney will actually bring us up to speed in regards to what happened back in 2009 and then where we're at today. So if you could.
You're right. This is, after 3 years, finally reaching a settlement. The agent did not admit or deny to the findings. Rather, FINRA accepted a letter of AWC, acceptance, waiver, and consent. To answer your question specifically, what did the agent do? It's interesting. This agent was not the one who actually created the cheat sheet. Rather, it was used, a long-term care continuing ed exam was passed using this cheat sheet, which this agent stumbled upon. It was used improperly to complete his exam.
Okay, so then originally how was the cheat sheet created, and then how did this whole situation get so out of hand?
Right. So it kind of goes back to course credit can be obtained by completing an online course or submitting a live paper test to the CE provider. So specifically what happened, certain wholesalers at this broker-dealer created answer keys for the long-term care continuing ed exam for various states. And then they were distributed throughout the broker-dealer business unit that sold their product and ultimately to outside registered reps.
And then eventually this whole situation got exposed. The guilty parties were caught and held accountable. What were the consequences?
So FINRA did impose a $5,000 deferred fine and a 1-month suspension from association with any FINRA member firm in any capacity. Some substantial consequences for that agent came through out of this.
Thanks, Whitney. I think it's important to note that while most people would assume that this would be a State Department of Insurance issue, that it actually spills into FINRA because it violates Rule 2010. For the viewers out there, this may be a cautionary tale, something to take into account when you're completing your CE exams, that while CE may not be the most fun part of your job, and sometimes the exams are difficult, that it's important to complete them both ethically and honestly. So that'll actually cover it for this week. Whitney, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week for another episode of the Compliance Digest.